Touch you again with the hijacking, eh? Well. So notice after they switch the things, notice there's one hand on the camera and the other hand is on the phone. There's no way for me to have touched the screen. Let's go back. Touch you again with the hijacking, eh? Touch you again with the hijacking.
Martial artist, and you could just tag the perps are slowing down his videos. You can just see it.
I had her speak loudly because I'm on speakerphone in my house. That's why it sounds like that. Alright, so in that video link I sent you, where I was have the white Kung Fu gi on, can you tell that one of the clips is slowed down?
Yes, I can tell that one of the clips.
And you see how that implies that they have an ability to slow down the video after I publish it, so they can try to play me out as crazy and make it seem like I'm not as good as I say that I am. Because I have a $3,000 top martial artist challenge that I've had for almost 3 years. They get $25 just to show and $3,000 to beat me. You know, nobody has been able to do it. I'm over 100 victories, no losses, and the government is very mad about that. So in the future, they may try to correct that video in order to cover up what they've been doing. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, some variation of it does, but this is very specific to me because of my specific claim, you know, but they probably do other things too. They probably manipulate features on people's faces to play them out. You know what a caricature is?
Sorry, what was that last part?
Do you know what a caricature is?
Caricature.
It's basically a cartoon drawing of somebody that with exaggerated features.
Oh, caricature. Yeah, I know what a caricature is.
Yeah, I've caught them doing that in some of my videos. As hard as it is to believe, but since it's kind of awkward, I just leave it alone. But with the martial artist challenge, it's something that I have to address, and I've made a lot of demonstrations, and this goes back years. I've been posting demonstrations for years. They've slowed down almost every demonstration to the point where now I have a stopwatch in my videos to help deter them from doing it anymore.
Good. Hopefully they stop.
And you know, it's so ridiculous what they do and how much money and effort they put into it. But when you understand how the system works and how they need to have people with a favorable view of a major political movement in places of power to maintain the system, it makes absolute sense, and it really could be no other way. It's exactly what you would expect. Keep in mind, every single older combo I have has been slowed down. When I go back to them, I'm like, what am I watching here? Because I always go over the combos I post. I make sure they're respectable. I'm looking at some of these older combos and it's like, wow, that is dramatically slowed down. I've even dug up the copies I have on flash drive, and I watched them. I was like, wow, that is a dramatic difference. Okay, and it's hard to represent it because they slow it down. So when I upload it, you know, who knows what they do? They might slow down the one that is faster and slightly speed up the one they've slowed down to try to make it seem like I'm wrong. So they have a lot of options to cover it up, but I still have managed to have a few effective demonstrations of how they're slowing it down. Anyway. Let's do this one full screen. Remember, always keep in mind that top martial arts challenge is more important than the demonstrations, since they're slowing them down. Also, I'd like to bring up that I'm probably going to have to end the challenge in December. I'm starting to feel a lot of the negative effects of this fuming. I mean, it's been taking a lot out of me, these drugs and these fumes. I mean, my body is aging, not in the sense that my hair's growing gray, but my body is taking a lot of damage. In the same way that drug addicts, you know, dope fiends, you know, might age quicker, and these, you know, it's my body's just, it's getting its ass kicked by these drugs. And I couldn't be more proud of myself. The more I am tortured by the enemies of God, the more glorious my accomplishments are, and the more important my martial arts challenges become. You know, I honestly believe, and when you look at my arguments, you know that I have a superior sense of logic, that my martial art challenges reach legendary status. You're looking at the legend of a transcendent hero that is true, the true story of a transcendent hero that has conquered the enemies of God by doing what God expects. And I believe in destiny. Everything that's happening was my destiny. It was my destiny to defeat these people in this manner, and I couldn't be more proud. I like this one from the back. This one was back in May. I pressed it. I'm back for drugs, you know. It's pretty hard to see something better than that. You see the distance being covered at lightning speed. Because you got to realize it's a long distance, you know. It's like seeing somebody cover, you know, sprint, you know, like a half a meter real quickly versus someone sprinting 100 meters. You know, you can see it coming from a while away, you know, and it takes longer to to travel, but you can tell if you're a careful observer which one is moving quicker. One good sign is when you see you can't see how the hit comes out, because the hit lingers there. You know, it's a bad sign. You don't want to be able to see whether how the hit is hitting. You know, whether it's like this or whether it's a sun punch or what have you, or somewhere in between. So anyway, here we go.
It's July 1st.
It's July. Let's see this in a smaller version. Let's see if there's a difference.
It's July 1st.
I believe this one is from July as well.
In case you're wondering, the stop clock, the watch wasn't enough, so I'm going to a stop clock to help see the nuances between the fractions of seconds.
That is top martial arts material. I'm proud of that one. Hopefully the playback doesn't have any problems.
In case you're wondering, the stop clock, the watch wasn't enough, so I'm going to a stop clock to help see the nuances between the fractions of seconds.
Seconds. I look at a crunk of my enemies with my fist over the blade in a split second, like 0.1 second, I can stab somebody in the neck. And so I'm very happy with that. So martial arts is about quickly defeating your enemy and moving on to the next one. So anyway,
it's quickly calm.
Let's play it one more time.
It's quickly calm.
That full screen. Do it real quick.
It's quickly calm.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Hold on.
It's quickly calm.
For those of you who don't know, capoeira puts an emphasis on dodging more than blocks. And this is important for many reasons. Even if you have a shield in your hand, dodging is still important. You know, you can, for example, dodge the strike, then use the shield to hit the arm, which will leave the under the armpit and the side exposed, and you can stab them in the side. So there's a lot of applications from focusing on the dodging. Now watch the dodging in this video, not just the striking.
This one is exceptional.
So the dodging it shows you that I can dodge while super striking really fast, which is a very admirable quality to have. See, I think that was that one, so this is the last one. Okay. This kick is the most important kick for combat applications. I recommend focusing on this kick because it's done from the front row position, which is usually how you face your enemy. So you have a shield and spear in hand, and you can knock them away. Oh, you'll see.
Skip ahead with this kick on record. That's a fast kick. Hopefully there's no playback issues.
It's a very respectable kick. And Bruce Lee has very small legs, and his kick would be almost completely ineffective. You'd have Chua like pinning your big shut down.